If you live in America, you can't buy a Yaris GRMN. However, Toyota might be bringing something equally as awesome in the very near future. Hello and welcome to Shifting Lanes. My name's Chad and today we are talking about Toyota, specifically their GRMN division. And happily, we're talking about a hot hatchback that they might actually bring to the United States. Before we get into all of that, if you enjoyed today's video, give it a like. If you're new and looking to find your way back, consider subscribing with notifications on. That way you get all the Shifting Lanes content as we release it. On to today's video. And if you're an OG subscriber, you'll know that here at Shifting Lanes, we love us a hot hatchback. Hanson currently owns a Hyundai Veloster N. Greg used to own a Subaru WRX. I currently own a Volvo C30. Yes, a Volvo. Now, it wasn't crazy hot from factory, but thanks to some, we'll just say tasteful mods, she's pushing over 320 horsepower. Long story short, we love us some hot hatchbacks, which is why we were supremely disappointed when Toyota released the frankly amazing Yaris GRMN, but didn't bring it to the States. There are a few cars out there that provide the all things to men and women that hot hatchbacks do. They offer a beautiful blend of performance and practicality that few other types of cars do. They are adept at making the daily commute, weekly trip to the grocery store, and when the mood strikes you, they are an absolute blast to drive on your favorite back road. Volkswagen has the GTI and Golf R. Ford has the Focus ST and truly insane Focus RS. While the competition was going all-wheel drive, Honda threw us the brilliant front-wheel drive Civic Type R. Hyundai's Veloster N is a truly impressive machine at a relative bargain. There's a hot hatch out there for everyone. However, Ford has already stopped making cars apart from the Mustang, and small cars, hatchbacks included, are starting to die a slow death. And then there's Toyota. They took the Yaris, which let's face it is an extremely dull vehicle in normal trim, gave it a hot motor, gave it all-wheel drive, gave it a manual gearbox, and then called it the Yaris GRMN. That's Gazoo Racing Masters of the Nürburgring if you're nasty. Very silly name, but very serious car. Everyone who has had the privilege of driving the hottest of the Yarises has come back blown away at how fantastic the Yaris GRMN is. One slight problem though, and by slight I actually mean enormous problem, the Yaris is not coming to the United States. Simply put, here in America we do not buy enough of regular small cars, let alone the hot versions. So here is one of the best little hot hatches out there, and we as North Americans will never get the privilege of owning one. And that is a real shame. However, about a year ago, Toyota announced they'd be bringing over a GR version of the Corolla hatchback. Now, GR is still hotter than the normal Corollas, but not as hot as the GRMN version. The Corolla GR would get a detuned version of the Yaris's turbocharged 3-cylinder engine and chuck out about 247 horsepower. So you end up with a bigger car making less power that's only two-wheel drive. It's gonna be a great car, but you get the feeling it could be better. It leaves you wanting for a Yaris. A Yaris. You want the Yaris. It's a strange time to be alive. But wait, good news is on the horizon. According to a report from Japan's car sensor, whispers of a Corolla GRMN edition have begun to appear. And the best news? This version, this GRMN Corolla, is coming stateside. The Corolla GRMN is reported to have all the good things that make the Yaris GRMN so special. So all-wheel drive? Check. Manual gearbox? Check. An engine producing 300 metric horsepower? Check. That's 296 horsepower if you speak American. This is going to be the hottest Corolla since, well, I'm actually struggling to think of any real hot Corolla since the AE86. The Corolla GRMN is going to get the same tuned all-wheel drive system that the Yaris did. So that means up to 70% of the torque split can be sent to the rear wheels, which means the Corolla, just like its little brother, is going to be a drift-happy machine. The news keeps getting better. The Corolla hatchback is already a very handsome vehicle, but like the Yaris GRMN, the hottest Corolla is going to get more aggressive bodywork and aero. I haven't seen one, but I'm already putting this in the wind column, which is something you can't exactly say about the Yaris GRMN styling. For all of its awesomeness, it's not exactly what anyone of sound mind and sound vision would call a looker. It is at this point you're likely saying to yourself, that all sounds great, but what is all of this going to cost? Given the nature of the vehicle, it's likely to have a limited production run, and that usually means a higher price tag. Well, the good news keeps on coming. According to the car sensor report, the price is expected to be between 3.5 and 4 million yen. Convert that to American, you'll end up with a vehicle costing between $32,400 and $37,000. As a point of comparison, that puts it in the same realm as Hyundai's Veloster N and Subaru's redesigned WRX. The Corolla, however, will have a horsepower advantage on both and traction advantage on the front-wheel drive Veloster. So we have the power, 296 horsepower, which is a very healthy amount even if the 3-cylinder engines aren't the most exciting engines out there. We have a chassis complete with all-wheel drive and a very drift-friendly setup. We have a manual gearbox with auto rev matching capability, and it's all wrapped up in a highly competitive price tag. That is a massive win for us hot hatchback enthusiasts here in America. Toyota has finally given us what we wanted, and we have to respond in kind. If we want more cars like this, we need to start buying them in significant numbers. If you're in the market for an entry-level sports car, say a 4-cylinder Mustang or a 6-cylinder Camaro, a 6-cylinder Challenger, or even a 4-cylinder Supra, which carries a much higher price tag, I might add, forget about it. Those cars are gonna leave you wanting. They're gonna leave you with regret. You're always gonna see the hot version of those cars drive by and think of what could have been. Not so with the Corolla GRMN. It is the absolute hottest version of a Corolla. Sure, it makes about the same 300 horsepower as the 4-cylinder Mustang does, but you're gonna have more fun driving. It's gonna be lighter. It's gonna have all-wheel drive security. It's gonna have that rev. You're basically gonna be able to have a ton of fun in this car when you want to and still commute to work, go to the grocery store, etc. So if you're in the market for a sports car, just get a hot hatch. It's gonna provide all the fun that you want with really none of the drawbacks. The long and short of it is, if you do not buy cars like this, manufacturers are going to stop making them. Look at Ford with all of their small cars, let alone the Focus ST or even the Focus RS. People didn't buy enough of them, so they basically said, okay, we're just going to make a ton of crossovers and then some Mustangs. And if we don't buy the Corolla GRMN, Toyota's not gonna make it. Other companies aren't gonna make cars like this, and then you're gonna lose a pillar of the automotive world, the hot hatchback, and that's gonna be an extremely sad day. And that's pretty much it for today's video. Guys, I wanna thank you so much for watching. If you wanna follow us on social media, it's at Shifting Lanes. Hot hatchbacks, they're one of the most fun cars you can possibly buy, and yet we don't buy enough of them here in America. We need to change that. Toyota is giving us a gift. We need to take advantage of that and start buying these cars. But as for this video, that's a wrap. I'll catch you next time.